All right, guys, so I've been playing Black Myth Wukong. I got about 4.1 hours into it. I am to this boss dude that turns into a snake on his second form. So a lot of you guys were giving me a hard time about it being skill issues and stuff like that. And, you know, when I went into this game, I went into it thinking that this is just going to be one of them, you know, like ARPG, hack and slash type games. It's not going to be like super challenging. I didn't think it was just going to be a pushover, but I did think that it was just going to be like a progressive thing. You know, I figured there's 80 bosses. You're going to get through this game. But, okay. So I changed my mindset and my play style, and I started going at it like I would any other Souls experience out there. Started paying attention to my pickups, started paying attention to, you know, like allocating points for buffs and all of that stuff, and the game gets significantly, well, not significantly easier. It gets easier. The bosses are not as hard as they are in like a Souls game, but they still feel cheap. They still feel cheap. And to be completely honest with you guys, like, I'm already over this game. Like, I'm already over it. Like, it's just getting, like, I'm literally traveling from one area to the next to find a boss, and it's just getting, like, it really is just getting dumb. Like, it's like, this is probably, you know, I guess if you want to look at this game as anything, you look at it as essentially like a boss rush mode with little grind spots in between. Like, there'll be like a spot where you can grind the enemies in the area. You can, you know, get some points and stuff like that. But I mean, each and every one of these boss fights, it takes you maybe a couple times to learn like their movesets. Like, the last one that I just beat was this dude that like brings snakes out of the ground and they spit acid at you, and he does these weird moves, but he doesn't move like super fast or anything like that, so you can get on him. But the culmination of like everything like happening all at once, I literally beat this guy at the same time that he killed me, and I still was like, okay, whatever, you know. And so it's like, or like one time they'll be like really docile, and you'll like be beating on them and stuff, and then, you know, and then the next time, like, you'll get like close to beating them, and then all of a sudden they just come out with all these moves and stuff. That's kind of like the one I'm fighting right now. This dude that turns into a snake or whatever. And you know, I beat him down. You know, that was pretty quick. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, you know, on the second turn, you know, I was like, all right, I beat him up like real quick, and then I was like, what the freak, dude? And then all of a sudden he turns into a snake, and then he's like super aggro and stuff. It's like it's not a consistent like thing. It's like the aggro changes when you like if you're doing really good, then they get like really hard all of a sudden, or if you're doing really bad, then they're not as, you know, they're not as hardcore on you. So it's like if you hit them a bunch and then they hit you back, then they don't super aggro, and so that's the kind of thing that I just don't like about this game. I mean, I guess it kind of keeps you on your toes a little bit. I don't know. Like, I'm still kind of I'm still kind of in like a pattern where I'm just like, I don't necessarily really care a lot for that type of a system. Like, I just don't. I don't like the anger that I feel when I get into those types of situations where it's like, okay, you know, like, I'm fighting you, I'm learning your moves, and then all of a sudden you're just going to aggro and you're going to change things up. And so for me, that just gets really annoying really fast, because I'm like, look, man, I want to play, if I'm going to play a game like this, I want it to feel like, okay, I watched his moves, I learned how to dodge, I did this, I jumped through this hoop, I jumped through that hoop, I did this, I want to be able to just get through it and move on to the next one. And I mean, it's almost better if they would have just made this a Souls game instead of what it is. To be completely honest with you, like, it's not like super hard, because I feel like the difficulty spikes of Black Myth Wukong are more geared toward, like, I don't think the difficulty spikes are balanced. I feel like they're more like, okay, it's super wishy-washy, to be completely honest with you. Like the wolf dog, that fight was like man, I beat that dude on my second try. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, what the freak, man? Like, I struggled with the other ones, and now all of a sudden this one here is just going to be like easy over. So then it, you know, started giving me a little bit of confidence, you know, to like go a little bit further, do this. And then I get to this dude that with the, you know, the humanoid, the human guy, and yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I don't think this game is like, I kind of just feel like Black Myth Wukong is like super overhyped, and I feel like people are going to get to a point where, trust me, there's going to be some people out there that are going to absolutely thrive on this. They don't really care, but then there's going to be people that are going to buy this game over the hype, and they're going to play it. And at first, you know, they're going to, you know, they're probably going to get stuck. They're going to be watching a whole bunch of YouTube videos to try to figure out how to get through things. I don't know. Like, I don't watch a whole lot of YouTube videos of other people playing games. So it's like when I'm figuring stuff out and figuring it out on my own, it really does kind of, it's one of those games, guys, where I think the overhype for it is, I mean, obviously it's cool. If you've got the money, buy it and have fun, enjoy the visuals, enjoy the gameplay the best you can if you can enjoy this. If not, like if you're somebody that really struggles with playing harder games, I don't know if I would recommend this one to you, because this one here just kind of feels a little bit broken. I would almost actually recommend maybe something like Elden Ring, because Elden Ring is so massive that you just have so much you can get in there and do, and you can go any way you want. You can kind of walk around some of the bosses in this game too, and like come back a little bit later and play around with them. But as far as I'm concerned about Black Myth Wukong, I kind of feel like, guys, if you're buying this game, at least know what you're buying and know that, like, look, man, some of this stuff is going to be really hard, out of just pure. It's almost like chance or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like nothing is like set in stone. It's and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we need more games like this. I haven't really decided on that yet, to be completely honest with you, because I don't like how it feels cheap. I don't like, but see, I don't know. I don't know if I don't like that, to be completely honest with you. I feel like I don't like it. I feel like when I'm playing it and I'm going through that, and I just all of a sudden get like one-shotted, you know, out of the blue, out of like, or this new freaking whole, you know, combo comes at me, and I just, you know, I can't get away from it. I don't have enough, you know, stamina or whatever to move away, and it just, you know, just like one-shots me or something, or all these snakes come up out of the ground and just shoot acid, and I got acid poison or poisoning, and I can't, like, there's nothing I can do about it, you know. Those kind of things, man, they're like, I don't know. This game just, yeah, dude, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, obviously it takes you a few times maybe to get through one of these bosses or something, but at the end of the day, was the time worth it? Was the winning the fight as rewarding as it was on Bloodborne when I got past Father Gascoigne? That guy stopped me dead in my tracks for like a week. I couldn't get past him. And then finally, when I beat him, you know, just, and I beat him, like, oh my gosh, the rush that I felt when I got through that, I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? And that like drove me to like play that game. And I mean, like, I didn't really have anything else to play at that time. It was just that game. And I was sitting there and I was playing it. And then I went literally almost right from Bloodborne right to Dark Souls 3. And I was like, yeah, this is good. I don't know, guys. I think Sekiro kind of broke me for those types of games. I think Sekiro kind of broke me, man. I was playing through Sekiro, and I've got like 45 days in Sekiro or something, you know. Or it was like over a 45-day period that I was just playing this game like every day. I would come home, I was playing this, I was just playing it and playing it and playing it. And I got to the Corrupted Monk, you know. I mean, it took me so freaking long to be Allfather that I was just like, oh my gosh. And then I get to the Corrupted Monk, and this is after they had already patched out like the cheese hit. I mean, taking out the second thing with the cheese from up in the trees. Yeah, this is after they got rid of that. Like like you have to fight all three of them now, and I remember like the ghost corrupted monk. You could use like the snap peas or something like that, and it would like take him down or something, or I don't remember, but I didn't have any more. And I just got to him, man, and I sat there and I just gave up. And that's the first time I'd ever given up on one of the Souls games without beating it. And you know, I don't know. I mean, that game kind of broke me. It kind of just made like this type of a game. Like every time I go to start one of these games now, I just think about how I just left that one hanging. And I have went back and I've tried to play it, you know, since then or whatever, but I get in there and it just takes so long to get back into the thing. But by the time I do, I'm just like already over it. And so it's like one of those games that like every time I try to play a new one, I just feel guilty that I didn't finish that or stick with that. That really does kind of wear on me, guys, because I really liked Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. I thought that was one of the coolest freaking games ever made. I mean, maybe I should just buy it on Steam and start it over. Maybe I should just go back and do that. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. So Black Myth Wukong, just know what you're buying. I think that, you know, once more patches come out, if they could find a way to balance this and just make it more either like the difficulty progresses, you get stronger, the bosses get stronger, you know, something along those lines where like it's never too overwhelming, but it's also fair and it never feels cheap. Because that to me, like, I don't know, guys, like I kind of value that. I value the fact that I work hard to learn this stuff and then it pays off, and that's good. Like I want games like that. I do like those kind of games. But when it just feels cheap, when it just feels like the boss all of a sudden, because you're doing really good against them, all of a sudden just overpowers you no matter what you do. Yeah, dude, I don't know about that. I don't like that feeling. And yeah, that's where I'm at right now with the little snake guy, man. I was whooping him down. I was beating him. And then all of a sudden, he just does this combo that literally takes me out. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Like, this dude barely could hit me twice, and all of a sudden he's gonna break out a combo and just take me completely out from full health. I was like, no, this is not cool. This is not cool, man. Like, so I turned it off. I turned it off for the night. I'm done. Maybe I'll go back to it tomorrow. But yeah, it's one of those kind of games where it just kind of feels not good. Like, it doesn't feel that good to like be like doing really good, and then all of a sudden, boom, it just turns on you on a dime. I don't like that. I don't like the way that feels. And yeah, dude, I really hope the developers will fix that, because that kind of sucks, man. But all right, if you guys like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.